Hello, in this video we are going to talk about how to find files in a tree structure and how to extract data column wise from a file. So we are going to talk about three commands: find, sort and cut. So the first command is find. Find will help you to locate files in a directory hierarchy. So let us move to the lab part to understand how to use the find command. So the find command is used to search for files in a hierarchy, file hierarchy, or a directory hierarchy. So we use find, then the directory in which you want to find it. Let's suppose I want to find in the current working directory, so I'll write dot. I want to find by name, so I'll write hyphen name, and then the name of the file. Let's suppose root. So you can see root is in the current directory as well as in D2 directory as well as in D2 which is inside D3. So I can check root is here, D2 root is here, D3/D2 root is here. You're getting this permission denied because this user might not be having relevant permissions to search in D1 or new1 and so on. If you want to search for a pattern, file name with a pattern, for example, you want to search for find in the current working directory by name, anything starting with data. Use in double quotes, permission is denied, okay, and I should write here star, and now you can see because I missed the wildcard character star, which means anything after data. Remember from file globbing, so you can see files like data.txt, data126, data.sh, data.txt and data1.txt. The first three are inside the directory grep, the other two are in the current working directory itself. What else we can do with find? So we can also find files anywhere, /etc, let us suppose, and you want to find again by name, passwd. So you can see some of the outputs of passwd also. Another way is find, then again the directory where you want to search. You might want to search by size, and then you can mention the size. If you want to write like this means exactly 10K, all files whose size is 10K, plus 10K means files having size more than 10K, minus means files having size less than 10K. Then we can also combine them with name. So I can combine them with name. Let's suppose I say S star. All files starting with S, whose name starts with S and whose size is, let's suppose, greater than 10K. Okay, I need to put it in double quotes. So there is one file sample1 and there is sample1 inside AAA. So let us individually check the size of sample1, and you can see it is more than 10K. Then there is one inside AAA also. Again the same file was copied there also, so that's why it's here also, right? So let us check for some other file. Let's perform this for data here. So we had some files with data. I think this, let me change this to minus, right? So their size, all the files with we start with the name data are having size less than 10K. So we can check randomly for any of the files here, data.txt. So you can see the file size is less than 10K. Similarly for data1 also it is less than 10K. Now there is one more thing that you can do with find or with the result of find. So what happens is when we find the file, let's suppose again I'll say with the name and I want data, all those files that are coming as an output, if I want to do something with those entries, what I can do, use the exec command, which says perform the next command that we are going to write on each output of the find command. So let's suppose I want to copy this, whatever is the file name, copy that, copy what? This curly braces means the output, one output at a time. Where I want to copy, let's suppose I want to copy into dir3 directory, and this is the end of the command. So if I check dir3, so data 192, data.txt are copied, data.sh is copied. So everything that started with data from the current directory has been copied here. So there were some earlier similar files, that's why we are giving are the same files, but otherwise files have been copied. So what we can do to check it in a better way, we can remove dir3 slash data star lsdir3. So there is nothing as data. I'll rerun the command, check once again in dir3. So you can see a lot of files starting with data has been copied. So with exec, what this means, the next command will be executed for each of the output from the find command. So cp means what you want to copy. This will replace the output, one output line at a time, and then this is the destination and this is the end of the command. So this you can do for any command, not only cp but any other command. For example, if you want to long list, let's suppose the same output, I don't want to copy it, I want to long list. So ls minus l, what the output? So you can see I can be able to see the long list of the output of the find command. The second command is the sort command. The sort command helps you to sort the contents within a file. So there are different ways and different options which are very helpful to sort different kinds of data in a file. Let us see how to use the sort command with examples. To learn the sort command, I have created a file data1.txt which contains 3 fields, names, age and their location. All these fields are separated with the tab. So let's suppose I want to sort, I'll simply write sort data1.txt and you see that the content is sorted by names. So by default, it will sort the contents based upon the first column. But if you want to sort the contents based on any other column, let's suppose based upon the age, then we'll use sort minus k. K means the field by which you want to sort. Then you write the field number, which is 2, and then data1.txt. And now you can see the content is sorted as per date. The second column, sorry, yeah. Similarly, you can sort it by the third column, fourth column, whatever you want. By default, in this case, the separator is tab, but we generally work on comma separated files, CSV files, in which the data looks something like this. So data.txt, it looks like this. In this case, this will not work because the default separator is tab. So I need to tell what is the separator. What I mean here is if I run the command sort on data.txt, it works fine. It sorts by the first entry. If I want to sort by the second column, which is the age, you see it has not sorted it by the second column because it doesn't know. It takes all this as one single column. So to tell that the separator is not tab but comma, I'll use sort, column is 2, t minus t option, and then the separator which is comma, then data.txt. So you can see now the data is sorted with columns and second column is being used for sorting it. Now let us suppose there is a file which contains only numbers and you want to sort it. If I write sort num.txt, you'll see that it's not what was expected. It should have been 2, 8, 10, 15 and so on. but by default it is doing dictionary sort, which means all the ones first, then twos, then threes, then fours, and so on. So if you want to sort it numerically, you need to use sort -n and the file name. So now you will see the right result.
The last command is the cut command. Cut command helps you to extract column-wise data from a file. For example, in a database file or in a CSV file, if you want to extract certain data from a particular column, then we can use the cut command. Remember, the cut command is not going to alter the contents of the file. It will just extract the data, and then you can either display it on the screen or you can save it into a separate file with the help of redirection.
So the cut command is used to extract columns. So let's work on the file data1.txt. So let us extract the names. So I'll use cut -f1. This means the first field from the file data1.txt. So it extracts the names, but it has not affected the file. The data in the file will remain intact. So what you have to do is, if you want to use this first column with this command, you can redirect into a file if you want, right? If you want to extract any other column, you should use here the different field number. Let's put it on the screen itself. So you can see the second column is extracted. So -f for specifying the field or the column. Similar to sort, the default separator is tab, but if you are working on any other file, let's suppose a comma separated file data.txt. So now you need to tell the separator also. So in that case, if you are going to extract the second column, which was the age, the separator is D, which is comma, and now we are able to, okay, is something wrong? Let's suppose we go to the manual page. It's fine. All right. So what was wrong was I need to tell that the file was data, not data1, right? Okay. So data is the one with the comma separated data. So -f, which is the field, D is for the delimiter. So let's run this one more time on the third column, right? So you can see the third column is extracted. So cut is used to extract columns from a file.
So that's it for this particular video. In the next video, we are going to talk about certain practice problems which are based upon the content that we have covered in module 2.